Alright, quick audio test, just to make sure everything works nicely. Yep, it works. Alright, welcome everyone. I don't think I ever did this live before, but tonight I'm doing a commentary instead of racing because I don't own the circuit, but I can apparently still join a server even if I don't own the content in a broadcast mode. So that's what I'm going to attempt. So here we are. Some of you probably know this user interface here, because this is kind of like the official stuff that every broadcaster uses probably for events and stuff like that. So yeah, tonight I'm a backseat driver. I'm talking over what's going to happen instead of racing. And so far we have 13 drivers in the server. It's gonna be a bit weird from time to time because if I want to change camera angles I need to highlight race room, and if I need to change the driver because it's still running in triples, I need to alt tab. So you will probably see this from time to time. So sorry about that. Either way, let's resume the audio on the SCB Discord. Alright, I've started the stream and stuff like that. Just letting you guys know.
Cool.
Let's see if I can move it like this. Nope, that looks awful. So they probably move the Discord somewhere here. There we go. Alright, also no music tonight. It's just literally me doing commentary. It's probably better if I even hide myself there in the corner, but just looking a bit distracting, I feel. I don't know. Let's see. Alright, so welcome everyone to Burnout. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Currently we have 14 drivers in the server, and from those 14, 12 already did a lap. This is just the practice session, so there's plenty of time still to make up. But from the looks of it, we have a tight fight in there for potential starting positions. So we have Jasper, Jeff, and Julian within 4/10. So this is supposed to be a multi-class race, but I think I only saw one car registering with the group ones. So sorry, not with the group ones, with the group A cars, with the touring cars, that touring class 6, as Risnum likes to call them. Let's see if we can get the track map up. Nope, that's still not working. Alright. So maybe on stationary cars. Nope, still not working. Here we have Tobias coming out of the pits now. 2 minutes left from practice session. He's one of the faster guys in the community, so he's probably gonna shuffle up the positions at the lead. Yeah, it looks to be that the pro cars will be the ones that we'll see tonight. You see Patrick Diaz here, and he's having a bit of trouble there with that corner. So for those who never drove at Brno, it's an awesome circuit. It's mainly used these days for motorbike racing. Had a lot of uphill and downhill sections. Some of the corners might get a bit unpredictable, or blind, as others like to call it. But let's see if we can get... There we go, an onboard view here. So we are on board with Patrick, arriving to the left-hand corner here. A lot of steering there, and I think the server is just about to switch to the qualifying session, as we see people joining in. Scott also joined the voice chat now, so he's probably gonna join in for qualifying. And here we go, 20 minutes of qualifying. And it looks like it's a private qualifying session, which is a bit harder to follow because you don't really see if someone makes a mistake or something like that, unless if you were following the cars. But let's try to get a good angle here. I guess this is gonna be the best angle we can get. So, on board with Ecot. Revving the car up to 9,000 RPM before shifting up. Being cautious there. I think the car is a bit tail happy there on the exit. Just guessing it from the amount of turning. And braking at the 100-meter board. Bit of correction there on the entry. But leaves the corner nicely, and here comes the tricky downhill part here. A lot of turning to the left side. You can read it on the wheel. And a bit awkward corner combo here with the chicane. Almost lock to lock. The amount you have to steer with this thing. Let's see if he's braking at the 100. Yep. Just around the 100-meter board. Oh, that's a bit wide there. It's alright. It's a hairpin. Then arriving to this section. Alright, that's a bit too wide there. But who wouldn't be wide there when you see all of those curves that can launch you up? Sausage curves are extremely dangerous in race room. They can kill your suspension in one hit if you aren't careful. But thankfully, not all of the corners are using those curves. So for example, in these final two corners, we see Ecot going through without problem, and that's a 217.68. That puts him down to third place, and Tobias is currently the one with the fastest lap, a 2:15.77. Norway Nick is arriving in fourth place, 2 seconds off. And I would like it if Racing wouldn't switch around with the camera angles, if I would just switch between the cars. But so far, Tobias has already given 1 second to second place. You see, or hear another guy joining the voice chat. So more people are joining in for the racing. Let's see what Walt can do. Two green sectors. Let's see what the last one will be. A 219.9. That's only enough for P10. Tobias currently has already set another fastest first sector, 43.7, 6/10 faster than the previous first sector. Now arriving the second sector's timing. I'm curious what it's gonna be. Oh, never mind. We're not gonna see that. That lap time might have been invalidated. Never mind. 2:15.7. Ecot in the meantime climbs up to second place and only 7/10 off from Tobias. Jasper currently in 4th place. And then we have Scott currently in P5. And previous lap time was a 2:17.5. Julian, let's see what he can do. Currently the fastest lap he did was a 2:17.5. And that is 1.8 seconds off. Ooh, goes a bit wide there, but holds on to the car nicely. With this car, every single slide counts a lot. Less than 14 minutes left from this qualifying session. Currently, Julian is only 6th on the grid. But let's see what this lap time is gonna be. 2:17.3, and that moves him up to 5th place. Nicely done. Scott is now in 6th place. Nick is in 7th. The first sector he did was 6/10 faster than his previous best, I think. I think that's what it means. I haven't used Race Room's commentary system or whatever it is often, so yeah. Don't ask, for example, why there's a missing image thing at the bottom. Not at the bottom, at the top. I'm not so sure about that myself either. What I'm sure about though is that Ecot just did a new fastest lap and takes the pole position currently, 2:15.4. But let's see what Nick can do here. Will he move up on the ladder? No. He improved in the first sector, but wasn't able to improve overall. So let's check Andre. Sorry if I mispronounce it. In the Marlboro car. Currently P12. At least I think that's the Marlboro. Might not be. Alright, so currently Noob is down in 13th place, and we have Timo, who's not moving on the grid, but he's currently the last one in there. And in the meantime, Tobias does another fastest lap. So these two guys at the front juggling their first place, and that is a very, very close difference between the two of them. 9,000. Not 10th, not 100,000 of a second between P1 and 2. That's a very, very close qualifying there. Let's check Ecot here. Jeff Ecot, hope I pronounced it right. So he already did a purple first sector and a green sector too, but question is, will he be able to improve overall here? Previous lap time was a 2:15.4, and that's not gonna be enough, unfortunately. Tobias is having trouble with the car from the looks of it. Cannot get what he would desire from the looks of it. But let's see if Patrick can improve. No, he stays third. Hobbsy, if I see it correctly though, has just joined in and he's now in the 9th place overall. 10 minutes left on the clock. And we also have Peter Espenhall right here in 10th place. So this is interesting so far, with the lead being so close to each, like P1 and P2 having such almost identical lap times, and literally giving 1 second to 3rd place. I have a feeling that those two will skyrocket out of the field when the race starts, and they will have a very tight race for themselves, hopefully. And I hope I'm not just jinxing it right now. So Peter had a slide there on the exit of the final turn, and unfortunately that might have been enough for him to not be able to improve. Let's check Patrick here. His first sector is not fast. Second sector looks to be troublesome. That car looks to be very, very handful to drive. A lot of sliding under braking. Let's see Jasper here. His fastest lap so far was a 2:16.7. And for some reason, yeah, Racing doesn't want to tell me the sector time, so his lap might not be worth it. In the meantime, Jeff just improved once again, and now gives 7/10 to Tobias. The gap from P1 to P3 is now 1.1 second. Let's see if Tobias can answer that. So far, the first two sectors are not improved. But let's see if that's just Grissom being Grissom. Nope. He stays P2 for the time being. 7.5 minutes left. As he starts the first sector. We are going to watch and pay close attention to the sector times now. So far, everyone has a lap time, and Timo just moved up to P10, 2.7 seconds off from the leaders. And just from looking at the lap times, it kind of feels like that we might have about 3 different groups fighting. In the meantime, look at that! Almost 5/10 up on first sector from Tobias. That is fast. But at the same time, we don't know what Ikot is thinking about. And I'm a bit hesitant to switch between the different camera angles or between the different drivers because who knows, maybe the sector times won't sync up well. But look at that, 5/10. 5/10 up on sector 2 as well. This is gonna be a good lap. This is a lap to look out for. If Tobias can pull this off, this is gonna give a lot of time to Ikot. (2:15.38) is the one to target. Let's see what this lap time is gonna be. 2:15.28 gives 1/10 to Jeff Ikot. Meantime, Nick is also here to finish his lap. He has 2 green sectors. So the last one is the one that matters. Let's see if he can get it done. Good exit there. Across the line, P6 moves up 2 places. So Jeff Ikot now is out. And so far, he cannot seem to match Tobias's first sector, pace-wise. Let's see if Patrick can improve. Or maybe that was just the start of the lap. Ooh, he's having some trouble there. In the meantime, Jasper improves and moves up to 3rd place, only 6/10 off from the leaders. I just like to point out that me switching to the cars being stationary is very, I don't know, unintentionally funny for me for some reason, because there are no audios when you do that. Anthony in 8th place, 2:17.8. That's 2.5 seconds off. So yes, that range right there, that middle field seems to be on its own, and we have about 2 cars at the back with about 6.5 seconds off from pace. But then again, the paces keep improving. Quick check on Scott, and his first sector is about almost 2/10 off. And Tobias once again. Testing stuff. Alright, let's check on Timo. He has 2 green sectors. He's currently P10 with 2.5 minutes left on the clock. His previous best lap is about 3 seconds off pace, so let's see where this will put him. Nice exit there from the final turn. And he moves up to P8. And immediately a bit of a wiggle there into the first corner. Alright, let's check on Peter. He has a green first sector. Bit of coasting there if I hear it correctly. Takes it easy on the car, goes a bit wide there, but that's within limits, I would assume. Let's see what this sector is. That's another green sector. So this might be an improvement. In the meantime, Andre drops down to the last place, if I saw it correctly, as Kaz proves up. Improves the lap time, that's what I tried to say. But let's see where Peter finishes now. Across the finish line. Previous lap was 2:18, and this is also gonna be a 2:18 and stays P11. Alright, 26 seconds left, and race room already tells me that this is over, which is not the case, because some of us still can finish this. So I'm just gonna look at the info there, and Scott is still within the shot to do this lap. It's currently P5. So let's see if he can get it done. Nope. He moves back to the pit lane. Alright, let's listen on the radio.
I managed to somehow do 11 laps in 20 minutes.
Yeah, me too.
That's interesting. Oh, somebody did 12.
Great qualifying, guys.
It was something else.
It could have been a lot quicker, but I just couldn't get a lap together.
Seeing Tobias and Jeff constantly
I know that feeling.
switching the places was something. Wishing good luck for the race.
Yeah, I did a little AI race with this combination earlier today, and they killed each other a lot. So I'm very curious what will happen here.
I'm pretty sure we'll do the same.
Yeah, probably. I even saw a car like attempt to roll another car.
Probably be a carbon copy of what happened.
Probably, we'll see.
Alright, so they are as ready as they can be. as some of them spin around. Normal sessions aren't taken that seriously. Some of us do drive backwards, drive on access roads and stuff like that. While others do practice starts. Let me see if I can get, for example, the event info. Yep. So, SCB Friday community race in Brno. Air temperature at 20. Track temperature at 30. 30 kilometers per hour winds and a bit of an overcast, I guess. And Tobias just got spooked there a bit. Yeah, track map still don't want to show up. Hopefully that's not the direction he will end up in the pit lane during the race. But yeah, everyone lets off the steam now, everyone gets comfortable and gets ready for what's about to come. Some even practiced the pit entry there. Alright, so once again, welcome everyone to this community race that I'm trying to commentate on. I don't think I've did this in the past, live before, but this is an SCB community race. And it's supposed to be multi-class, but everyone opted out for the BMV. And I'm not sure if that's the perfect way to look at this, but this is the angle we're gonna get. Lights out, and here we go! 14 cars off the track. Sorry, off from the start. Heading into turn 1. And I think Diaz already made up one place there. He started in 3rd place and moved up to 2nd. A bit of a shuffling at the back there. And in the middle, everyone tries to get around. Tobias in the lead, Patrick Diaz in 2nd, Jeff Eco drops down to 3rd, Jasper in 4th, Norway Nick in 5th, Julian in 6th, Scott and Timo following them. And already we are mostly single filed. And there's a fight there at the back, if I saw it correctly, between Anthony and the car on the outside. So that's Peter, I believe. There's a 2x2 fight at the back here. One of them went a bit wider at the back. I believe that might have been Peter, not sure. And I believe that was Kaz that went off track there, yes. Speaking of track, Tobias goes a bit wider, he's in the lead. He had the fastest lap during qualifying, and he and Jeff, who's currently in 3rd place, were giving each other a tenth almost every single time when one of them would improve the lap times. We're seeing these 3 cars here already so close to each and so far from the other cars. These 3 might form a group here. A bit back behind them we have Nick here in 5th place. And Patrick in 2nd place. Gap around 3/10 behind him. 3 to 4 tenths depending on the corners or the straights, but he might need to defend. So this is an interesting part here when you're in this situation, because you won't want to push it and you won't need to look into the mirrors and watch out and if someone decides to send it. Which, sending it on the first few laps is not always a good idea. It's rarely a good idea, but some people just do it. So here we see Wood in P9. He has luck on the inside but cannot get it done, and that opens the door for the other car on the outside. Will Anthony behind him go for the switch around? No, he cannot do that. He cannot get the move done. Cannot get the luck on board. This might be the opportunity here as Volt goes off, and behind them we see another car as well spinning. That was Timo. So two cars on their own, unrelated to each other, separately spun. And there was almost a corner between them. A corner on a straight. Is that what separated the two spins? In the meantime, these three are still up at the front, and looks like Tobias might be getting away. Here we see Nick. Let's put this on. So 2.5 tenths between him and Jasper. Oh, bit of a touchy there, if I saw it correctly. 2 tenths is usually means that it's an opportunity in one of the corners once the time comes. And this is a fight for 4th place. Let's see, Jasper might went a bit too wide there on the entry. That might open up the door for Nick there. But so far so good. And this is once again the part where it's corner after corner. Long turn after a chicane. It's not always easy to get out from this section with the same gaps that you had going into it. And that's why we see two separate fights here. Meanwhile, I think we had Andre spawning there. But here is the fight for 2nd place, and just behind them a fight for 4th place. So in both cases these cars are just looking for the opportunity as Nick goes over the curve a bit. That might slow him down a bit. And Patrick is now, I feel like he might be in trouble here, as Jeff now has a look there on the inside. Will he go for it, or will it be just a look? Just a look from the looks of it, but from the looks of it, he has closed it just in time. So Jeff couldn't get the move done. Meanwhile, in the back here we have a fight for P12. And these two actually go side by side. Let's see what happens. Going into the first corner. Timo on the inside. That will be an outside, and he cannot get it done. Switching back to these two here. So the thing is, they fight. And that's nice to see, but they also indirectly help Tobias to get away from them. So the gap between P1 and P2 is now up to 4 seconds. And the more they fight here, the more that gap will grow. So Tobias, all he has to do now is just simply not make mistakes. Just drive normally and maintain the gap as much as you can. In the meantime, Timo still fights to get that place. And yeah, Kaz just went a bit wide there. Bit wide. He drops down into last place. And I'm pretty sure Andre is happy to see that. It's pretty frustrating for Kaz now. Alright, so the fight on the podium is still strong. And Jeff now looks on the outside, looks on the inside. Without a doubt, he wants to get past. From these camera angles, it's a bit hard to guess if he has the correct lines for the corners or not. Meanwhile, behind them we have Jasper and Nick, pretty much doing the exact same thing as Jeff and Jasper. Sorry, Jeff and Dietz. But let's see, the gap is now like still around 2 to 3 tenths, so they are maintaining this, but again, indirectly helping Tobias at the front as well. Oh, Jeff! Jeffy good! Locks up! And off he goes into the gravel, and he's now going to drop down into 6th place. That was a mistake that unfortunately was a bit expectable, I guess, with how hard he was driving around Patrick Dietz. Alright, so let's check on Tobias here. Fastest lap is a 2:14.7, and he has about 6, almost 6.5 seconds of lead. That might change over time, but that shows it for you right there, that Patrick's fastest lap is 2 seconds off. Seen some movements here down here. Looks like Timo is on the move once again. Has a look on the outside. He's battling with Ward Graves. Now Ward has a nickname in the community. He's pretty much called Ward the Wall. So battling with him, ooh, it can be hard. He's a fair driver. I've raced with him, raced against him, and sometimes we did crash, so yeah. If you battle with him, just keep that in mind, that he's gonna race you hard. Alright, moving up in the field a bit, Scott in P7. He's looking ahead, an opportunity to overtake Julian, but I don't know if he can get it here or not. Ooh, they almost touched there, or at least it looked like it. Behind them, the fight for P10 between Timo and Ward. Timo on the outside, Ward on the inside. And can Timo get it done? No! He goes off into the barrier. Alright, car is still in shape. And now he's gonna drop down to last place. And we already have one car stationary at the pits. I'm not sure what happened to Peter, but that car is not moving anywhere. Alright, in the meantime, Jeff Wilcott currently in 5th place. So I wasn't expecting this big of a gap between P1 and P2. overtime, but then again, Jeff and Patrick was fighting for a long time, and like I said, that helped Tobias to get away. But still, having about 9 seconds of lead after 50 minutes of racing is just crazy. Let's see if Jeff can get this move done. Less than 2/10 there between the two cars. He was on the inside. There was a bit of contact there, if I saw it correctly. He's still on the inside, and they make major contact there. The two cars touch, and now he's on the outside. It's gonna be tricky if he can get it done, but there's a possibility. And now he's up on the inside there once again. Hard racing with these two. So that's Nick and Jeff. Look on the inside there, and does poke in there. Room was left there, so that was good. Oh, car behind them goes off. That's Scott. Scott makes a mistake. Off into the wall. If I would have to guess, I would say that's some suspension damage. But let's see if Nick can hold on to 4th place here. Julian might be able to join the battle here as well. If these two keep going at each other this hard. So let's see. Look on the inside, and they make contact. Okay, both of them are still on track. I was afraid that maybe one of them would end up off track because of the contact. But you do have to wonder if they receive damage from this fight or not. Oh, and another lookout from Jeff Ecott. The second time we see this happen with him. And now it's down into 6th place. And here comes Scott behind him. And I don't think Scott wants to make this painful. He's gonna have a look on the inside, but he bears out of it. Let's see where he will arrive. Alright, I was expecting Scott to send it up on the inside there. But no, he keeps the distance. It's about 6/10. Maybe he knows something. Or maybe he has damage and cannot really gamble with moves anymore. In the back here we have Hobbsy in P10 looking at Ward. Pretty sure he wants to pass him. I mean, that's just my gut feeling, but that's usually what you do in a race. Ooh, okay, he hands onto it. It almost looked like he would mess up the braking there a bit. Alright, so we have 2 close fights here on track, and Anthony almost bumps into Wood. So he is staying on the outside, so does Wood. About a minute left on the clock, and Tobias now has more than 11 seconds of lead. He can technically just coast over half of the lap now without trouble. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but that's a big gap. Oh, and as I say that, he makes a mistake. And slides around here to get hit. Oh, he heads onto it just barely. Alright, maybe he overused the tires a bit. Still half a minute left, so this is probably the final lap for Tobias. And we saw that he made 2 slight mistakes with the car. Still, anything can happen. This is after our race room race. And I believe, yeah, Jeff went off. He was the one kicking off the dust. But the one person who's not gonna kick dust is Tobias. He's going to come across the finish line and win the first race here. Absolutely dominating the entire race. And does a 360 for good measures. Well held. Fastest lap was a 2:14.7. Second place is Patrick, who head on to the race, kept it cool, and survived the attacks. In the meantime, that's hard to guess if Julian got the place there or not, but it looks like that Nick finished 4th, Julian 5th. And the back here, we still have Anthony and Ward fighting. That's 110 between the 2 cars. Can Anthony pull it off? They almost go side by side, but nope. Ward stays ahead. And now we have Cass here, Andre, Timo, and Peter, who are finishing at the back. Unfortunately, Peter was 1 lap down, but we saw him in the pits, so maybe there was some damage that needed some fixing. But it's good to see that everyone finished on track and finished the first race.
Behind, I was catching up, and then I went wide, and catching up again, and I thought, oh well, at least I'm seeing another car in front of me, and then all of a sudden I see go whoop left into the parking lot.
Yeah. I just couldn't get any traction to accelerate off.
I mean, like, me and Jasper were really close on pace, and it was just impossible unless you made a big mistake. Because even the small mistakes, you don't really.
No.
Oh, that's really
I mean, I managed to get past Walt once, but the second time I couldn't.
Yeah, see, Jasper, that 216 was when you disappeared.
Nice
yeah, I
racing.
had one very good lap in there, and it was also perfectly timed with like when I got a little gap to you. Because other than that, I was doing only 17s, I think.
Yep.
So the server just kicked me after the first race. So looks like I'm on.
Bummer.
So looks
But
like I'm on the. Yeah.
If you're doing spectator mode, won't it let you back in again?
Probably, but knowing how long the loading times for it, oh, never mind. I'm still in. Okay.
Oh, cool.
That was weird because it was showing me, you know, the loading screen and stuff like that.
Well,
So I thought-
good that you're back in.
Yeah, nice racing, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
What happened
Yeah,
to you,
now total mayhem is gonna happen.
At least my gearbox wasn't completely knackered.
I also
Yeah,
had a
really.
damaged gearbox.
Every time that downshift that you hear that sound, that it's like, oh no, not again.
There goes another notch.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the guys with the 8 shifters just disappeared too because makes a massive difference in this car.
Yeah, the launch is insane with H patterns.
But they're really tricky on the downshift.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine.
The rear really likes to go out.
Yep.
I got it out and got over a curb sideways, then rolled the car.
Oh, that's
no.
nice. But going from third to second, that helps getting you around the corners too.
Yeah. And at least
But then don't keep switching to first because that.
it doesn't like that at all.
Yeah, it doesn't like first gear.
Fucking brake leg is killing me today.
With this camera angles, it's sometimes a bit hard to judge if a move would actually stick or not.
So over the past couple of weeks, I've had some calcium build up in my big toe, and fuck me, is it on the accelerator. Jesus.
So everybody's injured.
Yeah.
Well, it goes in the book of excuses.
Yeah. I stopped my toe yesterday, and it's completely blue, and it's my braking foot.
Oh no, I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm just saying, it
No,
bloody
it's not even an excuse either.
Took all I
It's
had
like,
to stay awake for this thing to get going.
endure the pain.
Yeah.
We can't start Walt off if he starts complaining about all the things that we'll be here all day.
I know. So I could all give you a chance next week. I've got laser eye surgery next Thursday, so I could just sit here with my eyes closed, resting them on the grid. How'd you like that?
God.
What are they going to do to you?
I've got laser eye surgery for vision correction.
Oh, okay.
Saves me wearing glasses and contact lenses.
Yeah,
How long are you not allowed to
move
look
out
at a
of the
screen
way? I
for?
think.
10
Well,
minutes.
they say try not to watch TV for at least 48 hours. So then I need to rest my eyes up still for a little bit for that. But I can't. There's no way in hell I'll be able to sit on my triple screen so close.
So that
Yeah.
means about 2 or 3 weeks from the simulator.
Quite possibly, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had laser ink once as well, and on the same day we hit. When I got back home, by night time I was playing Rainbow Six Siege.
So that.
And 2 weeks later, you needed your glasses again.
Yeah.
I'm still sitting here without needing glasses or anything like that.
That's good.
Keep like the lemon juice and pepper off your fingers and stuff, Hobbsy. Don't want to scratch your eye.
No, exactly. Well, funny thing is they give you goggles to wear for the first 3 nights,
Oh, do they? Okay.
just in
Yeah.
case you're scratching when you're asleep.
Alright, good luck, guys.
Or someone else does.
Here we go, everyone. Lights are off, and we are on to race 2. A full reverse grid, and we have someone actually leaving from the pit lane. So this is gonna be absolute mayhem here. Timo currently in the lead on race 2nd, and a huge pack of cars there. One of them even goes off track on the inside there. And Andre is already in danger there, but he heads on to it. Anthony in 3rd place, Walt in 4th for the time being, and oh, nose to tail to nose. Both options are applying here. What is being shoved off there, and oh, that bites back a bit. There was a bit of a contact between Jeff Ecott and Walt Graves, and now Walt is making contact with other cars, and I don't think that car is 100% fully functioning now with how much contact was made. But Patrick Diaz, who started and raced well so far, is now down into last place. Then again, 20 minutes of racing. And Walt is off! Walt is off into the wall. Whoa, the wall. Missed the wall. Sorry, couldn't pass it. So now we had a few contacts here and there, a few crashes here and there, and thankfully most of us survived lap 1. Timo is still in the lead, Andre is second, and Tobias is already up into third place. Jeff tries the inside there, which will turn into an outside, unless if he can profit from that, but looks like he's going to stick on the outside. There's a bit of dust kicked off. And oh, what happened there? There was a car completely parking on the middle of the circuit. That's Andre, and he now goes into the pits. Vought says thank you guys, I'm gonna gain a few places from that. And that was out of nowhere. I don't think anyone would be ready to react to that. Let's listen on the radio a bit.
Put the time limit on the start.
you were there out of nowhere.
I think I was right on your back corner, so I think you probably would have been alright.
Yeah, but let's not like tempt fate again.
Alright, so a bit of a banter between the other drivers, but it's not fully relatable to the crash there. Hi Craig, you're just in time to join in for the second race. Crazy racing so far in the second race, which is a reverse grid. Tobias won the first race with a huge amount of lead, and now he's already going there for the move to gain the first place there. This is the end of second lap, and they are very close there into the final chicane, and out of it Tobias comes out in first place, Timo second. Only 1/10 between the two of them, or somewhere around that. Alright, now it moved up a bit. Alright, back here is another one for P8. Or P9. I'm a bit curious now about if these two cars are in there to be fixed or not. Because we have two cars that are probably either retiring or, if not, extremely damaged. Andre lost the front bumper. He might be able to still get back into the race, but he will be multiple laps down. So far as timing goes, all 14 cars are still on the timing, but they will be very far down in the order. This is a 4-car pack here, and Anthony is just survives that. And who was that? We have one car there. Oh, that's Timo! That's Timo, who was P2. So unsure what happened there, but Timo, who was in second place, ended up off track and lost a bunch of places. Now he's down to P10. Let's follow Jasper here a bit. He's in 6th place, and now he has Nick behind him. A good 3/10. And ahead of them, it's a side-by-side between Scott and Julian, if I read it correctly. And Julian moves up to 3rd place. We also have Patrick here, who wants to get past Ward, and we also have Timo now, who's desperately trying to gain places back. Both of these cars are close to each other, and I'm switching to the wrong car. Sorry about that. So Ward and Patrick go side by side, question mark? How to judge it from this angle? Ooh, what? Oh. Okay, he did give room, but he did not make it easy. And we have Ward getting a slowdown penalty for track limit abuse. So he has about 45 seconds for the first warning to serve the slowdown penalty. So if you serve it on the straight, that means, yeah, he's gonna need to let that car by. And he still has that slowdown penalty. In the meanwhile, let's check on Nick, who's still trying to muscle through Jasper. And right in front of them we have Julian, who's trying to overtake Anthony, and behind him is Scott Warner. So we have a 3-car group here, and Scott almost loses the car. So we also have Peter, Jasper and Nick there as another trio. And a bit further back here we have Timo, who's trying to overtake Kaz. But there's action on all of the sectors of this track. But unfortunately Timo is going to lose a lot of time. That's not the angle you want for that corner. Jasper is getting closer to Peter. All of these cars here, this middle pack here, the average gaps between cars are fluctuating between 0.2 and 1 second. And that all depends on either they are in a corner or on a straight. Just been looking for the opportunity there. Outside, will he try a switch? Nope, he sticks on the outside. And they go side by side through the straight, heading into turn 1. And can Jasper secure this position here? From the looks of it, yes, he can. Peter bails out of it and says, okay, go ahead. In the meantime, Anthony is in trouble as Julian moves up into second place. But can Anthony fight back? He has a look on the inside, cannot do much with it. Good racing. Reverse grids, always action-packed. Sometimes for a good reason, sometimes for a bad reason, sometimes mixed reasons, but when you're a viewer, it doesn't matter much. It's still enjoyment. And we certainly see this as now Nick tries the outside on Jasper. Sorry, Peter. Question in the chat. Ooh! Bit of contact there between Peter and Nick. Is everyone in the pro cars? Yes, everyone is in the pro cars. And we have one car off. That is Jasper. He just gets back on track. And that will help Nick. He moves up to P5. But yeah, to answer the question in chat, yes, everyone is driving the pro car, and I was not ready to stream because I wasn't sure if I could even join the server or not. But apparently I was able to. I don't own the car, I don't own the circuit. Go figures. Thankfully I can still spectate it. Alright, so we have a 4-car group here, led by Nick, and then Jasper, Anthony, and Peter. We had pretty much one person registering with the touring cars. So it makes sense that everyone switched out for the M1 Pro cars. But Jasper goes off track there, and so does Anthony behind. The two red cars, they might have the same livery, but I doubt they feel like teammates. Meantime, Julian has to hold up Scott behind, and also looks for an opportunity to send it up on Anthony, but cannot get it done. Gets a little bit of push there from what I've seen from Scott. So this three-way fight here is tasty. I like it. And there we go. Scott tries a look. Cannot get it done. Julian moves to the inside. Scott tries the outside. Will it work? Base out of it. Can I put it side by side? Probably a good call. It would just slow. Probably a good call. It would just otherwise slow the two of them down, and they could not get the opportunity on Anthony. But saying that, Julian has a bit of wiggle there. Getting into the corner. A long hairpin, and now comes the uphill. Going through the final chicane, and not final chicane. Final chicane is coming up right now, but before that Anthony made a mistake, and that will help Julian. They go side by side through the entry. Bit of wiggle there from Julian. And will he be pushed off? Nope. They go side by side through the start-finish straight. From the looks of it, and Julian cannot get the move on the inside there. Now comes Scott behind. I'm looking at the timings now, and we have like 4 situations where the gaps are down to red. We have a side-by-side here. Jasper moves up, and we have this fight here for second place, and Scott loses it into the gravel, almost into the wall, and he's gonna just enter in a way that he gets behind Nick. This will help Julian, but not help Anthony. If the one thing that was good about having a three-way fight here is that Anthony didn't have to fully worry about a car overtaking him, because the car behind him was also have to worry about a car overtaking him. But now it's a traditional fight here. And Anthony makes a mistake, and he's into the wall. Where will he enter back? Ooh, he loses it again. I have a feeling that's suspension damage. And that might be his race. Yes, he retires.
Oh, I was having fun there.
Yeah.
Well, that was a quick way to explain it. Hi there, Andy. You're just in time for the action here. We have this group here. A three-way fight for third place. The leader is Tobias, who has about 17 seconds of lead over Julian, who has 3 seconds of lead over Jasper, and Jasper, Nick, Scott, and Anthony. even Peter to an extent, are all fighting each here. This second race with the reverse grade was probably the best kit that had every single goodies in it. So let's compare the gaps here. Oh, car behind spawn, that's Peter. Unlucky for him. And I think Jasper had a wiggle there as well. Is the red car up here? Behind him is Nick. Alright, 6 tenths between Jasper and Nick. And we have Scott Warner and Anthony behind them. So it's a 4-way fight here, and woohoo! He just heads onto it. Nick just had onto it. I think they are catching up to a left car, as I believe Scott goes off track there. He's only gonna lose 1 place from this. Let's say it might be enough to break up this 4-car pack here into a 2x2 pack. Because while yes, Anthony gained a place from that, he also lost an opportunity to stay in the slipstream of others. So this might create 2 separate battles. But speaking of, Jasper might be able to catch Julian at this rate. The gaps are now down to 2.6 seconds. A while ago it was more than 3 seconds. What track it is? It's Brno. It's, if I know it right or not, probably not. It's a Czech racetrack, mostly used these days for motor racing. It's, if you follow any other like bigger content creators, like sim racing content creators, it's Jardier's home circuit pretty much. You know, the big guy with the beard, with the white dog, the one person that people compare me to for some reason. So yeah. Alright, let's see if Scott can gain a place here on Anthony. I disagree with that. I think it's a cool circuit to race at. But speaking of, this is the final lap, and I didn't even realize it. Tobias won it. Congrats. So, second place is Julian. Head onto it nicely, and then comes Jasper, Nick, Anthony, and Scott. And Scott might have been able to get a place here, but he just couldn't. So Patrick did a great recovery job, and Peter and Timo almost said finish up the top 10, but no. Kaz is gonna be in the 10th place. Vought is the 3rd, sorry, not 3rd, 11th, and he gets another slowdown penalty that he needs to serve. And Andrew, 2 laps down, but he finishes the race. he was the car that made a front impact on the front straight, or rather, the car that was T-boned on the front straight. So seeing him even finishing the race is nice to see. We only lost 2 cars in the entire race.
Crashed.
Yeah, the best one was between you and between Nick and I saw the car flying lap 1, I think.
Yeah, when Walt went between me and Jasper.
Yeah, Jesus.
That was pretty epic.
I can't believe nobody touched that time.
That was really close.
That woke everybody up, didn't it?
Great racing,
Oh, yeah.
guys.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So the T-bone on the main straight completely caught me off guard when it happened. I was not expecting it. So I had a genuine shock when that happened.
Yeah, there was some touchy going on.
But congrats to you guys for like even the damaged cars. We only lost like 2 cars because I was checking the timing. Only lost 2 cars from the entire field. So for those who had to pit and fix the car and finish it, congrats.
Yeah.
You missed my role in the first race.
Not sure. Like there was so much happening, but the second race was a lot more chaotic than the first one. But I think I caught most of the off tracks in the first race and draws and stuff like that. Maybe I've missed the one that you mentioned. But yeah, nice racing. Think I'm gonna end the stream, and like if anyone wants to watch it and back, I have it up public, and later down the line I will add timestamps to it and stuff like that.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Anybody want to go over the
public shaming.
race? I can't.
I'll watch it. I the only thing I
watch
touched
it too,
nobody.
but my triples make it weird to look at. So.
I've seen enough of these cars. I'm getting off. You guys have a nice evening, and I'll be back some other time when we want to race some real cars.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Bye, all.
Cheers.
Good night, all.
I thought this was supposed to be the real match score.
Oh, it was definitely something.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Sorry
I
for
needed
the-
more practice. I changed car from the Touring Classics
Yeah.
right before quali.
You weren't that slow, but you just made the mistake every now and then. So I guess a bit of practice you would have been.
Yeah, it's mostly when I downshift, the rear end goes out. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that too. And I never ever downshift to first because bad things happen in first.
All right, sorry guys for the quick ending here. But yeah, this was nice. If you're interested, stream is gonna be up. You can watch it back. I was just not really prepared for this because I wasn't sure. I thought that I cannot join in, but apparently I was able to. So I quickly set things up, and yeah, I enjoyed it. First race was not as action-packed as the second race, but the second race was just overall chaos. So maybe it's a good thing that the first race wasn't as action-packed. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a good day or night. We'll meet tomorrow. I'm taking part in a new series on Assetto Corsa, and it's not with SCB. It's a community that I've been following around for a good while, but this is the first time I'm actually saying, you know what, I'm taking part in it. So for some of you who are on my Discord server, you probably know what I'm talking about. but I'm taking part in Laurens de Silva. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's hosting an Assetto Corsa series, and it's on the Saturdays. So, yeah, here we go. So the first round will be at the Red Bull, in the second round, Silverstone, then Mosport, Lago Maggiore, Autumn Park, Sonoma, Road Atlanta, and Suzuka. So, Sonoma. That's that's one thing that's gonna be just crazy. If that's the short layout, if that's like the NASCAR layout they are thinking about, that's gonna be crazy because you go over and then immediately down into right hand turn and fall on the left side. And I think there might be some free spots still, but yeah, I'm not so sure how much I will be able to take part in, but if I can take part in most of these races, I'm good. They have a 2 drop round system, which I never really knew how to look at it and stuff like that. I don't really know what to expect from drop rounds because, once again, I have often sleeping problems, so I'll try to make an effort. But outside of this, I will also take part in the SCB multi-class series as well, which is like I missed the first round because I don't have batters, but for the rest of the races I should be able to join in for. So yeah, these are the races that I will take part in as well. Like, heck, that's probably they didn't know that it's the car that I will pick, but that's my car. That's my car that I registered for it with. So yeah, everyone leaves now. All right, have a good day or night, everyone. I'll be seeing you around. Bye bye.